To round off this presentation, I would like to say a few words about the intellectual fathers of data envelopment analysis, Abe Charles and Bill Cooper. They belong to that first generation of scholars who created the science that we today call operations research. Their work on the blending of aviation gasolines in 1952 inaugurated the use of linear programming as a practical numerical tool. During the following 2 decades, they published a flood of seminal papers on management science. Charles held a chair at the Northwestern University, where I first met him in 1963. Bill Cooper became the dean of the innovative School of Urban and Public Affairs at Carnegie Mellon, the first of its kind in the US. His idea was to extend management science to a science of urban and public affairs as well. That work bore spectacular fruit when in 1978 a PhD student of Bill Cooper started looking at a US preschool program for disadvantaged children called Follow Through. Abe and Bill devised a method of ranking the results of the participating schools, splitting them into envelope schools and sub-envelope schools. Data envelopment analysis had been born. Abe and Bill had a longtime friend, George Kozmetsky, who was fascinated by the methods of operations research. He decided to see if the new mathematics could be used to make money. He founded a company that would become one of the largest industrial combines in the nation. Eventually, Kozmetsky returned to the academic world, becoming dean of the business school at the University of Texas at Austin. One of his first moves was to invite Abe Charles to head a new cybernetic institute at the business school. Later, he donated money to the University of Texas, creating the IC² Institute: Innovation, Creativity, and Capital. He was able to induce Bill Cooper to join him. Finally, Abe and Bill were together again on the same campus, now working frenetically developing the potential of their new baby, data envelopment analysis. At this point in my story, I can report as a direct observer. Kozmetsky had invited me to join his new institute, where I was to stay for the next 18 years. I had for some time been intrigued by the failure of the economics profession to recognize the faltering economic performance of the Soviet Union and other nations practicing state socialism. Applying the new numerical technique and working with fellows at the Institute, I was able to show how those nations all fell below the envelope defined by the capitalist countries in the West. Next, together with Boaz Golani, a star student of Abe Charles, I started looking at the competitiveness of the world's leading economies. Later, we extended the criteria of ranking to take account of social variables such as education, health, and social welfare. Ruzanna Tarverdyan, at the time still working for the International Labour Organization, and I started our collaboration, responding to its call for the calculation of the decent work deficit of nations. If decent work is identified with achievements of policy along the envelope, the deficit is the shortfall below the envelope. Bill Cooper was now in his mid-90s, but still on the top of his intellectual powers. He took interest in our work, resulting in a joint paper published in 2011. We ranked nations both in terms of the goals of decent work and also the goal of a fair globalization. The present book grew out of that joint study, but Bill was not to see its completion. As we put it into your hands today, on the occasion of Bill's centenary, it is our tribute to a great friend and mentor. Thank you.